Who is they? Well, I'll tell you who they are. Your entire mainstream media establishment on every level, government funded media, your entire big pharma, your entire medical system, your entire 98% of government on different levels. That's they. Someone asked me, who is they, Mike? That's who they is. And I'm going to tell you who they did. They lied to you. We tried our best for years to expose the lies. We were live every Saturday since 2016. We told you they were going to pull the trigger on the pandemic multiple times. And we were the first to tell you that they're going to blame the juiced on the unjuiced. That was kind of a bizarro thought I had. And I said, watch, they're going to do it. And in a couple of months, they're going to roll out a commercial from this date that's going to state that you're alive today because I took the juice, I stopped the spread. You're alive today because of me. And they're going to be telling people that they're alive that didn't take the juice are alive today because of the people that took it and risked their lives and put their lives on the line. It's going to get to that. So, I had a good friend, a very good friend, loyal, dear friend to the family, pass away last night unexpectedly. And they killed him. Yes, mainstream media. Yes, government. Yes, big pharma. Yes. He just baptized his kid a few weeks ago and bought a new work vehicle. And he passed away because they killed him. Let me give a message. I want to send a message out to they. Just because you think all the monuments of the 10 Commandments were taken down. Remember back in Mike in the Night, 2017? We were doing the World War Woke. And people were calling in. And they were taking down statues of founding fathers, biblical, and desecrating them and destroying them. And taking down monuments of Jesus, monuments, again, 10 Commandment monuments, and taking down monuments of Joseph, Jesus, and Mary outside of some capital or something. Capitol House. You remember that? Well, I want them to know, just because you took down the statues, and you took down and you persecuted the churches, the Christian and Catholic churches, just because you persecuted these people and you took down the statues, it doesn't mean that you're got a clear slate to go ahead and start murdering us. It doesn't go away. It's a path of destruction we're on right now, and we're just getting warmed up. And that's why I've been very vocal back in 2020. You know, we predicted the year of the lockdown, the year of the protest, the year of the forced you know what. And then now, 2024, is the year of government-sanctioned murder. They think that if they abolish the churches, abolish us from our faith, abolish us from all kinds of stuff, that they're going to be clear and have a free, clear bill of health going ahead. But let me tell you something. I've been studying near-death experiences since I was 21. Ever since I met that doctor in Mexico City. That prison doctor. I already made a video about this, like 4 years ago. Prison doctor in Argentina. And he'd go to 4 or 5 different prisons. and he had a small office in each prison, and he'd check on people's health, check on their blood pressures, and from time to time, people would die. They would be shanked, they'd be stabbed, they'd be who knows. And he told me one of his most memorable and unforgetting moments is when people would die and they'd come back. They're dead, and they'd come back in the where they bury the bodies or where they burn them or wherever. Because in the jails it's a bit different. They would call on the family. He'd explain the process in body bags, and sometimes they'd come back, and they'd come back with a horrific message. They'd be grabbing on the doctor, grabbing on people around him, and begging them that they don't want to die. And the doctor took notice of this and asked, well, what happened? Okay, you're back. You okay? You'll be around for a bit longer, but why don't you want to die? Because, doctor, I don't want to go to hell. So there is something, and this is what they've been trying to extract from us by taking the statues down, by attacking the churches. There is an evil and a good. There is a light and a darkness. And from a lot of near-death experiences that I studied and followed over the years, is some people even claim that they could see hell from heaven or from the other plane or they could see it clear as day, and they could focus in to who's there if they want to. Now let me tell you something, them or they, and what you're doing to us here on this plane. Hell is about repetition. And all these near-death experiences of people dying, right? Because we are losing this war on this plane, but we will win this war on the other. And I'm not talking about faith, I'm talking from experience. Faith is one thing, but knowing is another. It's about repetition. It's about the smell of burnt flesh. It's about the screaming. And then you seeing all the harm you've caused to people and seeing it replayed over and over and feeling what they felt to what you did. Because you wanted to push people to trust the science. Because we had doctors on the show. We had vaccinologists on the show over the years. We tried everything over the years. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, we were doing everything. We were kicked off every platform. We had to go to Odyssey. We were even kicked off of Rumble. We had to go to Odyssey because the call-ins were getting intense. And now we're at the end of 2020. We're mid-2023, going into fall in the Northern Hemisphere. And 2024 isn't going to be any better. And they, just because, again, they're trying to get rid of the church system. They're trying to get rid of God or take the place of God because they're the government and they are the almighty, all-seeing. They can go to hell because that's exactly where they're going to go. And I promise, as sure as my own name, whether you believe me or not, you will see. You will see where you're going to go. You lied to everybody for your financial gain. You lied and you destroyed entire families because you think you believe in these religions, the religion of global warming, the religion of climate change, the religion of evolution 40 billion years ago. Yeah, right. All these religions you created to brainwash and poison us, indoctrinate us at birth. I know who I am. I know exactly who I am. And I'm here to let you know that you're going to burn, and it's going to be continuous. And it won't stop, because we won't make it stop. So if you're in the mainstream media, you pull the trigger as well. Big pharma, you pull the trigger. Governments, you pull the trigger. big box stores forcing people, you pull the trigger. You all pull the trigger on this. There used to be 12 of us. Now there's only 7. Mike Martins, I have spoken.